Great day to all. I am Mala Acharya. This is Chapter 5, Part 3, Elements of Communication. We are discussing the communicative skill in our workplace. This chapter is basic, will give you a brief idea about your communicative skill in workplace. So till now we have already learnt about meaning of communication, process of communication, factor responsible for the communication process, importance of communication in English, professional communication and its types, formal communication and its types. Now, hopefully you will have understood the upward communication, that is whenever the employees are sending some information or trying to have a communication with the head of the organization is called upward communication. Downward communication is when the head of the organization is giving information to the employees. So here the communication travels from the upper level to the lower level, and therefore it is called downward communication. And horizontal communication is among the employees of the same level, whoever is enjoying the same post, same designation. When there is a conversation among them, a coordination among them, then that is called horizontal communication. We need to know that horizontal communication is also known as parallel communication and also lateral communication. Three types of communication inside organization which obeys the code of conduct. Okay, so here messages flow downward through the chain of command from manager to employee. Okay, messages flowing from upward through the chain of command from employees to boss. So when the employees are having a conversation with the boss, the communication, that is the information, is traveling upward direction. Therefore, that is called upward communication. Horizontal messages flow laterally between the people of the same rank. Therefore, that is how the horizontal communication functions. So for your better understanding, some of the forms of downward communication, upward communication, horizontal communication has been explained. That is downward communication, the different forms of downward communication. We can say forms of downward communication or examples of downward communication are the supervisor to employees. When the supervisor is giving guidance to the employees, that is downward communication. Policies and procedures. Whatever policy is introduced by the organization, it is implemented, obeyed by all the employees. So when organization goals and strategies, all these are made by the head of the organization and obeyed by the employees. So all these are done through downward communication. Then work assignments. Work assignment are given, assigned by the head of the organization, and therefore all these communications, they move from upper level to lower level. Upward communication examples, that is the feedback to downward communication. Okay, so progress reports. So whatever work the employees do, they have to represent report on that. Then ideas and suggestion. If they have some extra ideas and suggestion, they can suggest that to the higher authorities. Their feelings and attitudes. Whatever feelings they share, that can also be informed to the head of the organization during any kind of meeting or get-togethers. So these are the examples of upward communication which moves from the employees towards the head of the organization, from the lower level to the higher level. Horizontal communication, different forms or example are interaction between organizational units on the same hierarchical level. So here they may be the branch managers of a company, or they may be the engineers of a company working in any common project, and therefore there is better coordination, and in the same table they have a discussion, they have a meeting, so that they can move forward with the work assignment. So there, in all kinds of horizontal communication, there is better coordination among the employees to carry out their activities and to solve any kind of problem. Here also, these are some of the examples also given. Upward communication. In upward communication, problems, suggestions, performance reports are given, grievances, disputes are submitted to the higher level so that it can be solved in a proper way. Downward communication, all these works are done through downward communication. That is the implementation of goal. The head of the organization, he defines the goal which is obeyed by the employees. Any objective, any changes in the rules and policies are done by the higher level authorities, which is given, transferred to the employees. So the communication, all these forms of communication, it moves from the upper level to the lower level, and therefore all these are better examples of downward communication. All these works are done through downward communication. Lateral communication, or other names are horizontal communication or parallel communication. So all kinds of intra-departmental, within the department, if there is any problem, all the staff of that particular department, they solve it. Interdepartmental, that is head of the organization, head of the departments, the different departments, whoever is the head, all the head of the departments, they work, coordinate and solve the problem of the organization. Staff advise to line departments. So all the works that has to be done in a disciplined way, and that is done through better advices among the officers or among the employees. Now let us come to merits of downward communication. It helps the management to educate the employees about aims and objective of the organization. Whatever is the aims and objective of the organization, that is always given by the higher officials or the higher authority. Any change in work methodology is easily informed directly to employees. Whoever is the superior, whoever is the head of a particular department, he transfers the change in methodology to the employees. Next is, it helps the downward communication helps the management to have control over the employees and also to warn the insincere employees directly through this downward communication. So these are the merits of downward communication. Next is demerits of downward communication. Sometimes there is delay in transfer of message. As we have seen in hierarchical structure, there are different levels of officers. So if a particular officer delays in transferring the message, then the employees will suffer. They will not get the update policies implemented by the head of the authority. So there may be delay in transfer of message, due to which the company will suffer, as the assignment cannot be completed by the employees in right time. Then lengthy messages. Whenever there is lengthy messages given by the management to the employees, it creates a lot many confusion among the employees, as the understanding level of each of the employees is different. Next is, sometimes the messages are conveyed only to the favorite employees by seniors at different level. This is the one of the negative point in downward communication. It may not reach to each and every employee, due to which they suffer in completing their works. Then merits of upward communication. The management gets immediate feedback of workplace atmosphere. So whenever the employees are in direct contact with the head of the organization or the authority, then the authority or the management members, they get direct information of how the different works are done by the employees. So immediate feedback is received by the authority through upward communication. Employees feel motivated when their suggestions are accepted and conflicts are solved. So when employees are giving suggestions or requests, if they are accepted, they feel elevated, they feel being recognized, and they work as an asset for the organization. In time of need, that is any kind of urgency or emergency, the assistance from superiors develops a strong bond between the management and the employees. So in time of urgencies, the employees help a lot to the organization in completing the urgent works. Demerits of upward communication. Many employees in fear of rejection and losing job remain silent. So some people are very shy. They are not free with the authority. So that is a demerit of upward communication. Then employees are also discouraged by seniors at different level. So when the communication is moving from lower level to higher level, there are different labels again, different level of officers by which some of the employees are discouraged. So that is another demerit of upward communication. No meeting point of subordinates with the owner of the company without support of immediate boss. So if sometimes in some period of time, if there is no coordination, the employees doesn't get a chance to talk to the authority, then obviously they do not get the support and they suffer. Then merits of parallel communication or horizontal communication. The cooperation among same level of employees in any organization provides better coordination in any project program. So there is better coordination and they carry forward the works within limited time and they finish all their assignment in time. This communication works best in increasing productivity of the organization. Better coordination among employees, then there is better productivity of the organization. Number 3, its effective communication checks informal communications within organization in best way. So when they maintain a very formal relation, the colleagues maintain a very formal relation among themselves, then obviously the organization works in the best way. Demerits of parallel or horizontal communication. Sometimes a lot of time is wasted due to friendly gossip. As there is a meeting of the same level, same rank of officers, there may be time is wasted with their friendly gossip. This is the demerit of horizontal communication. Then due to dominating attitude among few officers, that is some people have a very superior feeling while sitting with the same rank of officers. So that is a negative attitude and it is one of the demerit of horizontal communication. Sometimes due to interdepartmental rivalry, this communication fails to work properly. Interdepartmental, that is a particular department is not in better coordination with other department. So in that way, due to their personal rivalry, sometimes the horizontal communication fails to work. Now let us come to informal communication. As we have already learned the definition of informal communication, let us move to the types of informal communication. So there is only one type of informal communication named as grapevine communication. So let us know the meaning of grapevine communication. As its name suggests, grape all of us know, and then the vine, all climbers they have vine. So as the zigzag mode of the vine, in that way the conversation is carried out. Let us learn the definition. The communication which transmits official information through unofficial or informal way is called grapevine communication. So during the informal communication, during friendly conversation among the colleagues, sometimes some kind of negative situation arises due to some kind of criticism or personal grievances. So that is what is called the grapevine communication.